Hi and welcome to day 24 of my Inktober Tangles challenge for 2024. I'm Lisa of Wee Crafty Crow and today's tangle is a really nice one by Randi Jameson or Jameson. It's a really nice one called Jessica's Heart and it's just very simple and easy to build up. So let's just get going with this one. So you can put either a straightish line or a slightly curved line for this first stage, just whatever your preference is. And then we're going to add a reasonably consistently sized semicircle all the way along here. And then that one obviously wouldn't complete because there's not enough space. So once you have done that stage, you're going to put a vertical line in the middle of each of these semicircles. And then you're going to join each of the two sets of these lines with two lines that form a point into the centre of each semicircle. These are obviously not all the same height, the way that I've drawn these vertical lines, but that doesn't really matter. It's just adding a bit more uniqueness and individuality. Like I think if it looks too perfect, it's not as nice. It looks better if it's a bit more individual. So into every other of these point shapes, I'm going to make a big heart. So just imagining that that was the point of the heart. I'm going to skip this one and draw a big heart. And then that would be a big heart in here. Now, according to the Step Out by Randi, it was suggested that you could keep the tangle just as it is just now, or you could add a smaller heart in the centres here. So I am going to go for the smaller heart. I think this is kind of closer to the way it was in the Step Out. This one's obviously, I've not used the lines in the same way just because of the way that I have drawn it in itself today, but it's all going to look great when it's shaded and finished. So I'm just checking that I haven't missed any stages in this. I think the next bit is just about embellishment. So you just do whatever you want to make this your own. So I'm just going to order this line down here. And I am going to add my good old Knightsbridge squares, which are starting to appear in a lot of my tangles. But that's good, because I like them. And again, I did a tangle the other day. I can't remember which one it was. Maggie May it was. And I thought I just couldn't do it justice on a bijou tile. Not to demonstrate it as a tutorial if it's the first time that somebody's seeing it. So I am using a classic size tile today rather than the 2-inch square tile that I'm using for most of the tangles in this challenge. I am doing this on a 3.5-inch square tile, a Renaissance one, which is a tan colour tile. And like I've said, you can do whatever you want. You can make this your own. Just do exactly what you want. What I think I'm going to do is, when we've got these hearts here and the triangles at the bottom, I'm going to do inking in on the right hand triangle at each bit. That's really nice. I really like this one. I think this bit here and this bit here, I'm going to just carry on with the inking and just complete that space there. And I think I might add some rounding here and there. This is completely optional. It's not a specific stage in the step out. Feel free to add it or not. So just to clarify, in case you don't know what rounding is, anywhere that there's kind of fairly angular point, I'm just rounding it off just a tad. Just to change the look just ever so slightly. So I think I'm going to now add some lines in here. Again, this is just my personal preference for filling this in. This wasn't in the original step out. Just be aware as you're drawing of if you've got any tension anywhere. If your shoulders feel tense, just try and relax them off a little bit. Maybe take a deep breath. It's so easy to feel tense and not be aware of it, but if you just take a moment to kind of check in with yourself, you can just relieve that tension just a little bit. I really like that. So now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm thinking I'm going to add just on this side, we'll see what it looks like when I've got it. I'm going to add like a start of a question mark, I think I would describe that as, on each of these, and this one I'm going to, no, I'll keep it consistent for the pattern. I'm going to go round each of these big heart shapes all the way around with the pencil. I would always say at home when you're doing this, like I'm trying to do it maybe a bit darker than you might do at home. Just the more that I kind of lean on the graphite here, the easier that you'll be able to see the effect of what I'm doing when you're at home. Just kind of adding graphite in these bits now. But you know, the thing is, if you put down too much graphite, it's harder to smooth it out. So it's much better to put graphite down and then smooth it out, and if you want to add more, then add more. But if you've put down a really dark line of graphite in the first place, you can be left with a line that's not very easy to smooth out, and you might wish that you hadn't put it down so dark to begin with. I really like the way that that's shaded out, but I think I'm going to change the way that I had it in my head, and I'm going to shade it so that it's symmetrical almost, so that I've got it on both sides rather than just on the one. It looked different in my head than in reality. Then just adding some graphite in here, not graphite, pastel pencil in the centre here. The smaller hearts, I'm not kind of doing the graphite bit so much. I'm just going to put a wee bit of graphite, pastel pencil. I keep saying the wrong words today. Just smooth that out. It helps if you use the right blending stump, doesn't it? Smooth that out just a tad. I'm also going to actually add a bit of graphite just at the right hand side of each of the semicircles where it overlaps onto that little triangle. And then put little bits of graphite in here. Again, just smoothing that out. And then turn this upside down. And I'm putting a thin layer of graphite just along this original string line. Drag some of this out. And then I'm going to put like a little semicircle smiley shape of pastel pencil. Smooth that out. And I'm almost finished with this. I'm going to put a layer of graphite underneath the full tangle. Smooth that out with the blending stump. And then the very last thing that I'm going to do is to just along this line of the alternating squares and just add a layer of pastel pencil over that, and that just changes the look. It's quite subtle but really effective at the same time. So that is Jessica's Heart by Randi Jameson. It's really, really nice one. I'm definitely going to play with this one again. I'm kind of toying with the idea, now that I've got this on a classic size tile, I'm debating whether or not to put something. I think it's quite nice, this corner here, how it's empty, but I'm debating whether to put something else on here. If I do any changes to this, if I add anything to it, and I'll post it on my social media at some point in the future. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've been enjoying the Inktober Tangles challenge videos that I've been putting out so far in general. Please do subscribe if you've been enjoying them, even like. It's always very much appreciated, and I'll hopefully see you at some point for another video. Thank you very much. Bye.